Hey, it's Peter from the Saltwater Edge. Today we're going to do another edition of Frequently Asked Questions, and this one's going to focus on how to choose a tying thread, be it for saltwater flies or jigs. So one of the most common questions we get here at the Saltwater Edge is how does a customer select the proper tying thread, be it for flies or for jigs? And it's certainly the case that there's never been more and better options, but it can be very confusing. We're going to cover in an overview kind of way materials, sizing, and the various uses. And kind of like golf, you can't play good golf with one club, and you really there are different attributes of the threads that you might want to consider to produce a better, more consistent fly or jig. So we're going to discuss that. So starting with materials. The first two used back in the day would be cotton and silk. In time, nylon and polyester came on the scene, both of them being thinner and stronger than the earlier alternatives. Polyester itself has less stretch and doesn't take dye quite as well, but it does provide more control. And then nylon is that stretch can be a buffer that helps hold materials better, and it does take dye better. A couple of other terms or materials you may have heard along the way for bigger jobs, maybe jigs and bigger, heavier saltwater, bulkier saltwater flies or spinning deer hair would be monochord, which is just a generic term and doesn't really specify strength or size. So it's a term you'll see if you read through tying recipes, you'll see it, but it's disregarded. Kevlar itself has been around since the 70s. It's pretty stiff and wiry and slippery, so it doesn't do a very good job of holding the materials, but is the strongest material available for some time. More recently, gel spun, just like we have in the Power Pro and Super Slick and all that, came on board, and it's much smaller, much stronger, and it lays flat. Probably the most confusing aspect of selecting tying thread is sizing. You want to select a thinner thread, the thinnest thread necessary to secure the material to the hook and produce a thin head, right? And reduce overall bulk. So that's part of what's driving your decision, but strength and other factors are there as well. So with sizing, there used to be a system called an aught system from the 30s where the thread was by thickness identified by 3/0, 6/0, etc. 3/0 being thicker than 6/0. That's the context. It's no reference to strength. It's just diameter. Another one that came along to confuse things that may have felt like progress at the time was denier. Denier is a textile industry standard. It's literally the first 9,000 meters of thread and what it weighs. It's literally no indication of thickness or strength. But in a relative scale, 70 denier is thinner than 140 denier. So let's take a basic look at uses. Probably the old gold standard, I've been using it a long time, that would make it old, would be Danville's flat wax nylon. It lies flat, and that reduces bulk, helps you create a smooth head. And also you can spin it into a rope and use it for stronger applications like spinning deer hair and the like. And also one of the attributes of nylon is it takes dye well. So this flat wax nylon comes in a bunch of vibrant colors. The next one, more recent, introduced by Wapsi, is Ultra Thread. It comes in a bunch of sizes, but the 140 is most like the flat wax nylon, except that it's thinner, and it's becoming more popular with saltwater fly tires. It lies flat, it grabs well, which lets you secure your materials with less turns, and it's just about as strong as flat wax nylon. It comes in a ton of colors. The breaking strength is approximately 2 pounds. For the big fly tire, there's a thread called Big Fly, and it comes from Uni Products. And what makes it interesting is it comes in the red color that a lot of jig guys would use, but it's heavy and flat, and it checks in at a whopping 400 denier. That's super strong, low stretch, and it isn't as slippery as Kevlar and gel spun that I mentioned earlier, the earlier generations. So it's a great product for collars on bucktail jigs. So the last one I want to include in this overview is monofilament thread. Danville makes it. A couple companies make it. But the point is, you'd use that when you're finishing a fly in epoxy and you want the underlying materials to show through. It's approximately 130 denier. Frustrates the hell out of me. Seems to pop all the time, but you must have a finer touch than me to make good use of it. Anyway, thank you for watching the Saltwater Edge FAQ. We intend to use our YouTube channel in part to answer the frequently asked questions we get from customers. One of our core values is we want to help you make the most of your time on the water. So send your questions to peter@saltwateredge.com or comment below. If we do use your question, we're going to send you a $20 gift card. Also, please like, comment, and subscribe. That'll help us help you in the sense of enabling us to make more videos that more people see. Thanks for watching.